If you have to put someone on a pedestal, put teachers. They are society's heroes. The duties of a teacher are neither few nor small, but they elevate the mind and give energy to the character. The best teachers are those who show you where to look, but don't tell you what to see. Better than 1,000 days of diligent study is one day with a great teacher. Your heart is slightly bigger than the average human heart, but that's because you're a teacher. Teachers can change lives with just the right mix of chalk and challenges. Teaching is the greatest act of optimism. One child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world. Students, don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. It is not what is poured into a student that counts, but what is planted. Teachers have 3 loves: love of learning, love of learners, and the love of bringing the first 2 loves together. The art of teaching is the art of assisting discovery. Education doesn't just make us smarter, it makes us whole. Teaching kids to count is fine, but teaching them what counts is best. I am indebted to my father for living, but to my teacher for living well. A teacher affects eternity. He can never tell where his influence stops. I like a teacher who gives you something to take home to think about besides homework. I have learned silence from the talkative, toleration from the intolerant, and kindness from the unkind. Yet, strange, I am ungrateful.
Good evening, everybody. Could you please confirm if I'm audible? Please put a yes in the chat. All right, thank you. Good evening once again. Thank you all for registering and attending this national level online faculty development program on outcome-based education and application of generative AI in teaching and research, jointly organized by the IQAC of Vasireddy Venkatadri Institute of Technology, Guntur, Andhra Pradesh, and the IQAC of Siddaganga Institute of Technology, Tumkur, Karnataka, in association with IPSR Solutions Limited. Today, we would like to welcome Sri Vasireddy Vidyasagar, Chairman, VVIT Guntur, Dr. M.N. Channabasappa, Director, SIT Tumkur, Mr. Mahadev Vasireddy, Vice Chairman, VVIT Guntur, Dr. Shivakumaria, CEO, SIT Tumkur, Dr. Y. Mallikarjuna Reddy, Principal, VVIT Guntur, Dr. S.V. Dinesh, Principal, SIT Tumkur, Dr. Mendes Jacob, Professor and Director, MCA, Marine College, Kottayam Autonomous, MDA and CEO, IPSR Solutions Limited, Dr. Sunil Job, Associate Professor and Director, Educational Research and Development, Marine College, Kottayam Autonomous, Chief of Academics, IPSR Solutions Limited, Resource Person, Dr. Suresh Nambudiri, Director, SPI Technologies, Pune, will also be a resource person on one of the days. Dr. Thomas Verghese, Chair, Finance Program, JR Shaw School of Business, Northern Alberta Institute of Technology, Canada, who will also be a resource person. Dr. Kamal Shah, Principal, St. John College of Engineering and Management, SJCEM, Palghar, Maharashtra, will also be a resource person. Dr. Ramachandran Vedandam, HOD, CSC, VVIT, Guntur, who is also an FDP coordinator. Dr. Sagar TS, Associate Professor and IQAC Coordinator, SIT Tumkur, FDP Coordinator. And we would like to welcome all the FDP resource persons, managers, directors, principals, vice principals, representatives from management, HODs, IQAC coordinators, and all faculty members. Now, about this FDP, this will be a one-week FDP program with live sessions from the timing of 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. We expect you to be present on all days. Now, the fee for LMS access and processing of certificate is rupees 400. All the participants who are paid the processing fee will receive the LMS access, the video recordings for all the days, and provision to download your FDP completion certificate. The procedure for receiving the certificate will be informed to you towards the end of the FDP. If any of you are yet to make the payment, you can make the payment of rupees 400 to the account details that I have already put in the chat. If you are unable to attend any of the live sessions, they will be available in the LMS. We have shared the LMS access details through email to those who have shared the payment proof in WhatsApp till yesterday. Those who have shared the payment proof in WhatsApp today will receive the LMS access details mailed later in the day or by tomorrow. If you have any trouble in attending the WebEx online session, you could join the YouTube live session, the link of which I have put in the chat already. Please click on that to join the YouTube live session. Now, my name is Sujit Jacob George. I'm working as Global Relations Manager with IPSR Solutions Limited, and I will be the event moderator. Now, coming on to the introductions, the Vasireddy Venkatadri Institute of Technology, that's VVIT, Guntur, Andhra Pradesh, was established in 2007 by E.R. Vasireddy Vidyasagar in Nambur, Guntur, Andhra Pradesh, and has rapidly grown to accommodate over 6,000 students and 570 staff. EIT also offers 11 BTech and 5 MTech programs with an annual intake of 1,914 and 72 students, respectively. Notable achievements include establishing a Center of Excellence with Siemens India in 2016, MOUs with Google Incorporated, Stanford University, and Northern University. VVIT holds permanent affiliation with JNTUK, NAC A grade, and NBA accreditation for 6 BTech programs. The institute boasts 10 completed and 6 ongoing DST projects, 13 patents, 16 books, and nearly 690 journal papers. Emphasizing employability, VVIT regularly places students in top MNCs like Tech Mahindra, Infosys, TCS, and Wipro. Now coming on to Siddaganga Institute of Technology, Tumkur, Karnataka. Siddaganga Institute of Technology, SIT, established in 1963, offers 14 undergraduate and 9 postgraduate programs with over 4,000 students. Recognized for excellence in technical education, it has 15 research centers and 187 PhD scholars. The institute has been autonomous since 2007 to 2008, with most UG programs accredited by NBA and NAC A grade, consistently ranked among India's top 100 engineering institutes by NIRF 2016 to 2020. SIT holds a gold category in the AICTE C2 survey and ISO 9001-2015 certification. The institute received the State Environment Protection Award and hosts a New Age Incubation Center in ICT. SIT's alumni network spans 33,000 members in 24 countries. Now coming to the introduction about IPSR. IPSR is led by a team of academicians and entrepreneurs. IPSR is a public limited IT company with 24 plus years of expertise in software product development, training services, and web-based services. During the last 2 decades, IPSR has worked with over 500 academic organizations, including government universities, autonomous colleges, technical and non-technical institutions. IPSR's training division conducts faculty development training, seminars, workshops, add-on courses, corporate trainings, job-oriented training, etc. In the education, ITES domain. IPSR with a training partner for the Technical Education Quality Improvement Program, Tech IP, a World Bank assisted project executed in government engineering colleges by the Indian Ministry of HRD. IPSR is the world's leading Red Hat training and certification partner with 37 national and international awards and produces the highest number of Red Hat professionals in the world. So far, IPSR has trained candidates from 60 plus countries. IPSR's IT service division is a pioneer in development of academic solution products, incorporating cutting-edge technologies like artificial intelligence, data analytics, and machine learning. Currently, IPSR offers specialized services and solutions for the education sector, ranging from simple website to complex software applications that help to manage academic and operational activities like question paper generation, campus automation, accreditation process, NAC, NBA, etc. OBE, outcome-based education, etc. Now, before we move on to the sessions, if you could all turn on your videos for a few seconds, we would like to take a screenshot for our documentation purpose. Yes, just turn on your videos for a few seconds. We'd like to take a screenshot for the documentation purpose. All right. Okay. Now you can turn off your videos if you want. We will move on to our first session, that is the welcome speech that will be delivered by Dr. Sagar TS, who is the Associate Professor and IQAC Coordinator, Siddaganga Institute of Technology, and who is also an FDP Coordinator. Over to you, sir. Dr. Sagar TS, I think you're muted. Can you unmute and speak? Sir, you're still on mute. Please unmute to speak. Yes, I can see that his voice is muted still. Dr. Socrates, can you please unmute? Can you hear me? Okay.
Sajjan, he will rejoin in a while.
All right. Okay, fine. Please wait, everybody. Yeah, I can see that there's people saying no voice. Yes, Dr. Sagatius is having a problem with his mic. He will just rejoin and then join.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, sir. Please proceed.
Okay. Good evening to all the participants and revered guests. Sorry for the technical glitch. I am Dr. Sagar TS, Coordinator IQAC of Siddaganga Institute of Technology, Tumkur. At the outset, I would like to present my reverential pranams at the lotus feet of Sri Shivakumara Mahaswamiji, the founder, president of Siddaganga Institute of Technology. It's been an honor to be part of this great national level online FDP on outcome based education and application of generative AI in teaching and research, which is being organized by VVIT Guntur in association with SIT Tumkur with a able help by IPSR Solutions Kottayam. I'm honored to welcome all the guests on board and especially recognizing Professor Mendes Jacob, Dr. Sunil Job, Dr. Thomas Varghese, Dr. Suresh Nambudri, and Dr. Kamal Shah for being ever ready to cater their scholarly inputs to all the faculty members across the country with their insights and expertise to enrich our understanding of these transformative educational approaches towards outcome based education and also the application of generative AI. As a backbone to this entire FTP, we have the industry IPSR Solutions Limited, standing tall behind and materializing this entire program for all of us. We always love the way the team actually interacts with both the colleges and have made this beautiful arrangement for all of us who could interact and make the experience of learning a very cherishing one. They also enrich our understanding of these transformative educational approaches towards OBE and generative AI. We must all mention Mr. Jamin Kuriakos, Senior Manager of IPSR, and Thompson Sir for their relentless efforts in setting up this platform ready under the esteemed supervision of the CEO, Shri Professor Mendes Jacob Sir. A special thanks to the principal of VVIT College, Professor Y. Mallikarjuna Reddy Sir, and Dean of Academics, Professor K. Giribabu Sir, for delivering the inspiring sessions and making this program happening, along with uh, Principal Dr. S.V. Dinesh Sir of Siddaganga Institute of Technology, our Dean Academic, Professor H.S. Jayana Sir, who have made relentless efforts for making this program concretized. I express my gratitude to the magnanimous management of VVIT Sri Vasireddy Vidya Sagar Garu, founder chairman of Viva VVIT institutions, and Mr. Mahadev Vasireddy Garu, vice chairman of Viva VVIT institutions, Sri Surya Devara Badari Prasad Garu, secretary of VVIT, Sri Mamillapalli Sri Krishna Garu, joint secretary of VVIT, for their support and vision. To none the least, we have a special thanks to our own beloved director, Dr. M.N. Channabasappa Sir, director of SIT Tumkur, Shri Dr. Shivakumaraya Sir, CEO SIT Tumkur, the Benning Management of Siddaganga Institute of Technology, and all the faculty members and all the students and faculty. On behalf of all of them, I welcome all the guests and faculty over here who are present here for this 5 days enchanting journey about the most happening topic of outcome-based education. I welcome you all on the board and pass on the baton again to Sigin Jacob George Sir for further actions. Thank you so much for providing me this opportunity to deliver welcome speech. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Sagar T.S. for the welcome speech. Now we will move on to the presidential address, which will be delivered by Dr. H.S. Jayana, Dean of Academics, Siddaganga Institute of Technology. Now, Dr. H.S. Jayana is a professor in the Department of Information Science and Engineering at Siddaganga Institute of Technology, Tumkur, with 27 years of teaching experience. He obtained his BE and MA from Bangalore University and his PhD from IIT Guwahati in speaker recognition. Dr. Jayana has published 65 papers, holds 1 patent, and has chaired sessions at various conferences. He has guided 5 PhD students with 5 more in progress. He has completed 4 sponsored projects and is currently working on another by CAIR DRDO. He has delivered over 20 invited talks and is involved in academic auditing and faculty training. His research interests include speech and speaker recognition, image processing, pattern recognition, and computer networks. Over to you, sir. Dr. Jenna, I think your mic is muted. You need to unmute.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes. Yeah. Please proceed. Yeah.
Inaugural ceremony. At the outset, I submit my reverential pranams at the lotus feet of His Holiness Dr. Sri Sri Shivakumara Swamiji, founder president of Sri Siddaganga Education Society, and Sri Sri Siddhalinga Swamiji, president of Sri Siddaganga Education Society. Respected Dr. Y. Mallikarjuna Reddy, principal VVIT, Dr. K. Giri Babu, Dean Academics VVIT, Dr. Mendes Jacob, MD and CEO, IPSR Solution, Professor and Director of MCA, Marian College, Dr. Ramachandran, HOD CSC VVIT, Dr. Sagar TS, Associate Professor and IKC Coordinator of our institute, Siddaganga Institute of Technology, Mr. Jacob George, Manager IPSR, and dear faculty members and friends. I am indeed happy to participate in the inaugural ceremony of national level online FDP on outcome-based education and application of generative AI in teaching and research. I take this opportunity to congratulate VVIT and SIT Tumkur for organizing this FDP in association with IPSR Solution from 24 July to 31st July 2024. Dear faculty members, as you know that the outcome-based education is a pedagogical approach that redefines the skills, knowledge, and abilities that the student should display at the end of the course. So earlier education was teacher-centric, and now it is student-centric. Therefore, what we need to do is, we the faculty members, must plan the curriculum in such a way that we need to bring the required knowledge and skills in the course to meet the current industry requirement and society. Therefore, the planning of the course curriculum is very, very important with respect to outcome-based education, that we the faculty members, we must focus at it. The program outcomes are standard, well defined by National Board of Accreditation, as we know. We have to define the course outcome to meet the program outcomes, and to meet this course outcomes and the program outcomes, the contents in the curriculum must be standard. And as I already told you, we need to frame the curriculum in such a way that we need to meet the course outcomes and the program outcomes, and ultimately the student must beneficial from this course, and it must be useful for their future. So to understand all these things, what is outcome-based education? What is this course outcomes? What are these course outcomes? How to write the course outcomes? How to map these course outcomes to program outcomes? How to make our curriculum standard? To understand all these things, it is very much essential for the faculty members to attend this type of faculty development programs and also the certifications like the NPTEL, then the other online certifications. I am very happy to mention that I also attended this FD faculty development programs 4 months back, and I learned many things from this workshop, from these faculty development programs. I learned that what exactly the meaning of the outcome-based education from the various resource persons and the experienced resource persons in the outcome-based education in these faculty development programs. The sessions are very much interesting, and attending the various sessions in this faculty development program, I assure you that it will not be boring. It is very much interesting to learn the multiple things that we do not know. In addition, I also enhanced my skills in question paper framing and mapping the questions to various COs and POs. I am happy to mention that I enjoyed learning in this faculty development program. I hope you will also enjoy the learning multiple things in this faculty development programs. It is very much essential for the faculty members, because we are there in this teaching profession. We have to inculcate the multiple things like how to teach. Say, for example, the experiential learning, the project-based method of learning and teaching. All these things we need to incorporate while making the classroom very much attractive and make the students to understand the things better. So with these words, I wish this faculty development program a great success. Thank you one and all for giving me this opportunity. Also, thank you one and all for attending this faculty development program. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. S.S. Jayana. Thank you for the presidential address. Now we will move on to the inaugural address. This will be delivered by Dr. Y. Mallikarjuna Reddy, Principal, Vasireddy, Venkatadri Institute of Technology, Guntur. Now, Dr. Y. Mallikarjuna Reddy is a principal of Vasireddy Venkatadri Institute of Technology, VVIT, has over 31 years of experience in academia. He holds degrees in electronics and communications, BE. He is an ECE in ME and a PhD in radar signal and image processing. He has published 30 research papers, holds several patents, and authored 10 books. Dr. Reddy's research interests include digital signal processing, radar image processing, machine learning, and IoT. He secured a rupees 16 lakh DST grant for research and has significantly improved the college NAC and MBA ratings and campus placements through innovative curriculum and teaching practices. He is also guiding scholars in emerging technologies like medical image processing and generative AI. Over to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Good evening, distinguished guests, faculty members, and dear participants. I am Dr. Y. Mallikarjuna Reddy, Principal and Professor, EC Department, VVIT, Guntur, Andhra Pradesh. It is my privilege to welcome you all to this momentous occasion as we inaugurate our faculty development program on outcome-based education and application of generative AI in teaching and research. So once again, I welcoming all the faculty members, the guests, management members, resource persons, and the participants to this 1 week national level FDP on outcome-based and application of generative AI in teaching and research. This initiative is organized by IQAC of VVIT and IQAC of Siddaganga Institute of Technology, Tumkur, in association with IPSR Solutions, Kottayam, and marks significant milestone in our continuous journey towards academic excellence. As you know that our institution is established in 2007, about the past 17 years, as the youngest institution, got the autonomous under JNTU, Kakinada, and with an initial intake of 240 students, and now we have nearly 2,280 students intake in every year, which comes to 6,500 students with undergraduate and postgraduate students. Our commitment to quality education reflects in our NBA accreditation for all eligible UG courses, our NAC A grade, and our position in the NRF ranking in innovative band of 100 to 150. As we aspire to become a deemed university soon, embracing outcome-based education is a vital step in our education. Let me take the privilege to explore the significance of outcome-based education to all the aspirants here in this program, especially for the young faculty. Outcome-based education is a transformative approach to teaching and learning that focuses on achieving specific learning outcomes. This pedagogy shifts from traditional education methods to outcome-based education ensures that our students are not only knowledgeable but also skilled and ready to meet industry demands. Uh, at its core, OBE is about aligning our educational objectives, teaching strategies, and assessment methods with the desired outcomes. As the regulation is going change every year to meet the industry requirements, so faculty also need to update their knowledge according to the emerging technologies. In this rapidly changing education landscape, it is crucial to adopt and innovate. OBE allows us to focus on what students are expected to learn and achieve by the end of this course. This learner-centric approach ensures that our graduates are equipped with the competence needed to excel in their careers. By clearly defining outcomes, we can tailor our teaching methods and assessments to ensure their objectives are met. OBE encourages active learning, critical thinking, and problem solving skills. It prepares students to apply their knowledge in real world scenarios, making them industry ready. This alignment with industry needs is essential today's competitive job market where employers seek candidates who can hit their ground running. I opine the role of artificial intelligence in education is very much important. As you know that artificial intelligence is a big revolution happened over the last 5 years. It is a groundbreaking advancement that holds immense potential in the field of education. Like ChatGPT, where we're using natural language, NLP, natural language processing, right, for converting the languages. AI technologies, particularly generative AI, can revolutionize how we teach and conduct research. By leveraging AI, we can create personalized learning experiences, automate administrative tasks, and gain deeper insights into student performance through advanced data analysis. Generative AI, a subset of artificial intelligence, focuses on creating new content based on existing data. This technology can be used to develop customized learning materials, provide instant feedback to students, and even assist in grading. By integrating AI into our educational framework, we can enhance the overall quality of education, making learning more effective and efficient. Combining outcome-based education with artificial intelligence presents a unique opportunity to revolutionize our educational practices. AI can help identify the most effective teaching methods and tailor them to achieve the desired outcomes. For example, AI-driven analytics can track students' progress in real time, allowing educators in intervene and provide support when needed. This ensures that no student is left behind and that everyone achieves the set learning outcomes. Moreover, AI can facilitate collaborative learning environments where students can engage in interactive and immense experiences, virtual labs, online courses, MOOCs courses, simulations, and AI-driven tutorial systems, and using different AI tools can provide students with hands-on learning opportunities that are critical and mastering complex concepts. So while the integration of OBE and AI offers numerous benefits, it also presents challenges. When you go for the SWOT analysis of that, one significant challenge is ensuring that our faculty members are adequately trained to use these technologies effectively. So this is where programs like today's faculty development program play a crucial role. By equipping our educators with the knowledge and skills to implement OBE and utilize artificial intelligence, we can overcome these challenges and fully realize the potential of these advancements. Furthermore, ethical considerations must be considered when implementing AI in education. Issues such as data privacy, algorithmic bias, and the transparency in artificial intelligence systems need carefully consideration to ensure that the technology is used responsibility and equality. So therefore, the AI is a interdisciplinary course independent of the branch or whatever the faculty or student. It is belongs to all types of engineering graduates or the industrialists or any educationalist. They can implement AI tools into the education system, right? So therefore, the participants must be have a good knowledge on how to utilize the AI tools in education system. And now let me conclude, as I am running out of my stipulated time. We embark on this journey of integration, outcome-based education and artificial intelligence. I encourage all participants to actively engage in the sessions, share their insights, and collaborate with each other. This program is an opportunity to learn from experts and explore new ideas and develop innovative teaching and research methods by practicing the AI tools, so which are available in the internet, right? So there are many AI tools are available where the teachers can learn and implement. So we can also use the advanced technologies like cloud computing, augmented reality, virtual reality tools, and image processing, and machine learning, deep learning tools, right, to integrate in this education system. I would like to extend my gratitude to the organizing committee and all the members of IQAC VVIT Guntur and IQAC Siddaganga Institute of Technology Tumkur, and for hard work and dedication to put together this program. And also congratulate the IPSR for organizing this faculty development program. I am confident that the knowledge and skills gained through this FDP will significantly contribute to our academic excellence and research capabilities. I also express my deepest respect and appreciation to all the scholarly resource persons of this FDP and our esteemed management members, along with all our deans, directors, head of departments, the control of examinations of our college. So thank you, and I wish you all a fruitful and enriching experience over the next week. Best of luck. Jai Hind, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Mallikarjuna Reddy, for the inaugural address. Now we will move on to the next session. That will be the special remarks by Dr. K. Giribabu, Dean of Academics, Vasireddy Venkatadri Institute of Technology, Guntur. Dr. Giri Babu Kande, Dean of Academics and Professor of ECE at Vasireddy Venkatadri Institute of Technology, has over 26 years of experience. He holds a BTech, Acharya Nagar University, ME, Andhra University, and PhD, JNTU, Hyderabad. Dr. Kande has published 70 research papers, holds patents, and authored a book. He secured over ₹1 crore in DST grants for research in deep learning, neural networks, and image processing. As Dean, he has enhanced the curriculum, leading to NAC A grade, NBA accreditation, and improved placements. He has received several awards for his contributions to teaching and research. Over to you, sir.
Sir, thank you, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Please proceed.
Okay, sir. So, good evening, esteemed colleagues, honored guests, and dear participants. It is a great honor for me to address you all at the inauguration of our faculty development program on outcome-based education and the application of generative AI in teaching and research. So, in this faculty development program, especially we explore the convergence of OBE, outcome-based education, generative AI, and the role of IQAC. So, embracing outcome-based education ensures our students achieve specific learning outcomes, making them industry-ready. Integrating generative AI into the educational practices will revolutionize teaching and research such that personalized learning and advanced data analysis it will offer. IQAC's continuous efforts in quality assurance ensure we maintain high standards in implementing these transformative approaches. Outcome-based education is a learner-centric approach that emphasizes measurable outcomes and competencies. By focusing on what students are expected to learn and achieve, we can create more effective and meaningful educational experiences. OBE challenges us to rethink our teaching strategies and assessment methods, ensuring that we provide our students with the necessary tools to thrive in their professional lives. The integration of generative AI in education and research is another exciting front. AI technologies have the potential to transform various aspects of our academic practices, from automating administrative tasks to providing personalized learning pathways and advancing research capabilities. By embracing these technologies, we can enhance the efficiency and effectiveness of our educational practices, process, making learning more accessible and impactful. This faculty development program is an excellent opportunity for us to explore these concepts in depth, share best practices, and collaborate on innovative solutions. I encourage all participants to actively engage in the discussions, ask questions, and think creatively about how we can apply these ideas in our own context. I would like to thank the organizing committee for their efforts in bringing this program to execution, and our distinguished speakers ready for sharing their expertise with us. I am confident that this FDP will provide valuable insights and inspire us to elevate our teaching and research practices. I wish all the faculty in this FDP will imbibe all the salient concepts to be deliberated during this 1 week and apply continuously for the refinement in their teaching learning practices. Thank you, and I look forward to a productive and inspiring program. So thank you all. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. K.K. Babu, for the special remarks. Now we will move on to the introduction of this FTP. This will be delivered by Dr. Mendes Jacob, who is the MD and CEO, IPSR Solutions Limited. He is the Professor and Director, MCA, Marine College, Kottayam Autonomous, Sweden. Dr. Mendes Jacob is an academician and an entrepreneur with 35 plus years of experience and is the former Director of School of Applied Mathematics, MG University. He has served as resource person for many national and international seminars, conferences, and a number of faculty development programs, including UGC-sponsored refresher courses. His areas of interest include national education policy, outcome-based education, accreditation, etc. He is associated with many education institutions as chairman, member of various academic bodies, and a mentor of many HEIs in implementing outcome-based education. He is also the CEO of IPSR Solutions Limited, an IT company supporting higher education institutions in the implementation of outcome-based education and innovative teaching, learning, and assessment strategy. Over to you, sir.
Sir, voice is not audible, sir.
Yeah. Sir, Mendes, sir, you are on mute. You need to unmute to speak. Yes, I know that there's no audio. Dr. Mendes sir is joining back so that his audio will be fixed. Please wait, everybody.
Okay, am I audible now?
Yes, you are.
Hello, Sijin, can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir. Please proceed.
Okay, thank you. Most respected dignitaries from both the colleges, VVIT and SIT, and my dear faculty colleagues. Good evening to all. Okay. Yeah, so we have around 2,000 participants for this program from all the states of India and even from outside. This shows the importance of this particular topic. I think for the last 5-6 years, we have conducted more than 100 FDPs on outcome-based education itself. And through these faculty development programs, we are trying to provide the insights of OBE. Actually, when we visit many of the institutions, all the institutions have started implementing OBE, especially the engineering colleges and business schools. They are most of them have already calculated the attainment level and all. But in most of the cases, they are lacking in the insights or the process, how to do it. And again, the innovative teaching, learning, and assessment activities, that is very much essential for implementing outcome-based education in a proper way. So through this particular program, the 7-day FTP, all the speakers will provide you with some insights on how to implement OBE in a better way so that we can improve the quality of the education. And thereby we can improve the employability of our students. So I will just give you an idea about this program, how we have scheduled it, and what about the learning management system, what are the contents in the LMS. And also I will give you an idea about an AI platform, which you can use for creating question papers or even designing CEOs, or if you want to generate some innovative assessments which are mapped with the course outcomes. Because that is one of the pain points we have identified when we implement outcome-based education. The teachers, they are complaining of workload. Because when we implement OBE, you need n number of assessments. Then only you can calculate the attainment in an accurate way. And there should be a paradigm shift from teaching to learning. I hope all these our expert resource persons will be elaborating on it. So just in the meantime, I will share you how we will proceed and what is the schedule and what are the takeaways for the faculty members who are attending this program. Okay, so this is the schedule of the program. I hope you can see the screen. If my screen is visible, you can just put yes in the chat box, please. Okay, so this is the schedule. Today we have a section by Dr. Sunil Chaub on learning domains. He will definitely provide you with some insights on the learning domains. He's being a PhD in education and heading one of the departments of education research in Marine College Kutikkanam. Definitely he can collaborate you on the learning domains and provide you with the insights on it. And tomorrow we have a section on generative AI in research by Dr. Suresh Nambudiri, another renowned resource person. And on day 3, we have a section by Dr. Thomas Verghese, who is actually a professor in a Canadian university, Albertan University, and how they have implemented OBE in their university. He will give them with some examples, some practical aspects of it. And again, we have the architecture of OBE, how we can design the outcomes, everything by Dr. Sunil Chaub. And there will be a section on mapping of outcomes, because many of the faculty members, they're lacking in the knowledge how we can map outcomes. Calculation of attainment. What are the analytical reports we can expect from the OBE tools which we can use, and some AI assisted assessments. So that is on Monday. And on the next day, we have again a section on underlying threads of OBE, and we will be having a section on ChatGPT and AI tools, how generative AI can be used for teaching, learning, and assessment activities. So again, Dr. Suresh Nambudiri will be elaborating on it. And the last day, we have an outcome-based academic research. There's a section by Dr. Kamal Shah. And the concluding section, we OB for accreditation and useful ICT tools for assessment. So this is the way the FDP will progress. And I will also show you how the learning management system is provided to the participants. What are the contents on the LMS? I hope you can see the screen of the learning management system. If it is visible, please put yes in the chat box. Okay, so this is the learning management system where you will get all the information, like there are some announcements, then the link for the sessions, YouTube link, and there is a doubt clearance forum where you can post your doubts, and even the peer team, the peers, the participants can discuss about the topics. And there is a research forum also, AI tools and its applications. You can post some of your inputs there. So this is for collaborative learning, or we can call it participatory learning. And every day there is a section, the video, the recorded video will be available. In addition to that, there are a lot of contents available in the learning management system, like many other videos, and there are tasks and assignments, and there is an SOP for every task, the standard operating procedure. So the task will be explained in detail so that you can do the task without any difficulty. So every day we'll have the videos and the task and the multiple choice questions are also available. And there are some reference materials like there is a draft of the OBE manual, how we can prepare an OBE manual. Again, we have some education tools like Padlet, then Mentimeter. These are some tools you can use for your teaching learning activities. There are some videos available for these AI platforms. Then some education tools. There are some videos with the content available. And a lot of reference material, as I mentioned earlier, like how to prepare an OBE manual for your higher education institution. Yeah, these are the contents available in the LMS. ChatGPT videos are there. The prompt engineering notes, pedagogical excellence, how you can use generative AI for pedagogical excellence, and the different the prompts which you can use for ChatGPT and other other LLMs. Then there are some AI tools also listed with the videos. So this is the way the LMS will work, and all the paid participants will get access to LMS. And you can also download the certificate at the end of the program from this learning management system. Now I will just give you an idea about this AI platform and how we can generate or create question papers out of this AI platform. This is also available through LMS. Okay. I hope you can see the screen of this question paper.ai. This is an AI platform. Is it visible? Yeah. Okay. So this is an AI platform we have developed, especially when we identify the pain points of the faculty members when for creating question papers. And many of the institutions, already they have designed the course outcomes, but it's not in a proper way. To assist them to design course outcomes in a proper way and to identify the assessment activities, we have developed this platform, and this is being used by more than 10,000 faculty members all over India now. Many institutions are using it, and many universities, they are creating their or designing their course outcomes out of this platform. So I will quickly go through this platform. The videos are already available in the LMS. You can go to that videos. Just I will demonstrate it how we can use it. So if you want to generate a question paper for your internal exam or even for external exams, for the if you're working in a university, you can use it. No, this is these are some templates, question paper templates available in the platform. Template 1, you can see there are 3 sections with the multiple choice questions, short answer questions, and a long essay questions. And you can see the preview here of this particular question paper or question paper pattern. And similarly, some other patterns are also available. You can also create your own question paper pattern. Okay, that also is possible. Now, suppose if you are using this template 1 for generating a question paper, then this is the process. Go to next. Suppose I am giving the name of the exam there. Template 1 already we have chosen. Institution type, mine is college. Institution name, we can put it there. Program name, like MCA, I'm putting here. Course code, a name of the course. Suppose I'm giving the name like this. Then you can input the taxonomy levels, the different knowledge levels, how you need the questions. Understanding and applying is already there, so I am putting analyzing also. The difficulty levels, you can put it here. Easy, medium, challenging. I put challenging also. Then just upload the syllabus. If you have your syllabus in the PDF format, you can upload it. Otherwise, you can copy your syllabus. If it is in a bad format, you can copy it and you can paste it here. Or even if you put a topic name, You put a topic name or a name of your the book or the prescribed test, you can put it there. You will get a question paper of that particular template. Or if you are choosing some other template, the question paper will be different. Now you can see in less than 1 minute, you are getting a question paper. This is the template we have chosen. You have the questions, multiple choice questions, options are also there. Answer key is available. Then the knowledge level. This is K2, that means it's the understanding level. This question is understanding level. Then we have the second question. Again, the knowledge levels are displayed there. And part 2, we have the short answer questions. You have the answer key. And again, part 3, you have the essay questions. So these are the questions we have received. And you can check the questions, and if you found that there is some, maybe some question is not, if the, no, it is marked K2. Suppose this question is not K2, if it is K1, you can put it, you can edit it manually. That also is possible. And you can even reframe this question. Like you can rephrase it. Just regenerate that question so that this question will be regenerated. Now you can see it is rephrased. Earlier, this the question was not like this. And the answer key also, if you want a detailed answer for that particular question, you will get a detailed answer. You can see a detailed answer for this particular question now. And suppose if you are not interested with some of the questions, for example, that this is not a good question, so you can avoid it. You can delete it. And one more I'm deleting now. Now you can manually add the questions. You have the editors here. You can copy the question from somewhere else and you can paste it. Otherwise, you can ask the platform again to have more questions. You can upload the syllabus again or a portion of the syllabus. That also is possible. Now I'm uploading the entire syllabus. Or you can give a topic so that you will get some questions questions from there. So I have deleted 2 questions, but the application will give maybe around 10 questions as suggestions so that you can pick 2 questions out of these 10 questions available. So in that way, it will work. I think the presentation is visible, no?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
So just select 2 questions. We have deleted 2 questions, so we can select 2 now. Just insert. So in the same place, it will be inserted. Now you can see the 2 questions, question number 7 and question number 8, I have deleted, and in that place, I have 2 questions now. So this is the way we can generate questions. And again, if you want to map these questions with the course outcomes, that also is possible. Suppose question number 1 mapped with the course outcome number 1 with a mapping scale 1. Likewise, we can do it. And if you update it, that course outcome also will be displayed there. And you can see the preview of the question paper. Now, this is the preview of the question paper. So you can take the print and you can use it for your internal exams. And each of the questions can be mapped with the CEO's course outcomes and taxonomy wells. And if you want to see the preview with the answers, that also is possible. Okay, you can download the question paper. So this is the way we can generate question papers. As I mentioned earlier, you can have you can edit the question paper questions, or you can add questions from somewhere else. All these are possible. Now coming to the course outcomes, many of the universities, they are problem with the designing proper course outcomes. So here it's very easy. You just give the name of the course code if it is there, program name. The scale, it's a 4-point scale. It's by default, you will get a 4-point scale, or you can add a 5-point scale or something like that. Number of COs, how many COs you want, you can put it there based on overall syllabus or based on unit or module wise. Suppose I'm putting it module wise. Just upload the syllabus. Here you will get 3 options for each course outcome so that you can select 1 out of 3. Just upload the syllabus, then you will get the course outcomes. Now you can see there are 3 tabs available. Tab to 1, CO1, CO2 to CO5. Tab 2, again CO1, CO2, CO5. Tab 3. So you are getting 3 options. You can select, say, for example, CO1 from tab 3. And I'm selecting, suppose, CO2 and CO3 from tab 2 and CO5 from tab 1. So I can go through the COs and I can select the CO in that way. And select CO4 also. Okay. Now we can save. So you can save, and that will be in the system. Now you can see the course outcomes. There are 5 course outcomes I have selected. I can update and it will be there in the system. And based on these COs, I can now generate assessment activities. So we will get some unique assessment activities. These are the COs I have generated now. You can have assessment activities for all the 5 COs. Okay. Just generate assessment. Or if you have assessment activities for only 1 CO, that also is possible. Yeah, now you can see different assessment activities for mapping to course outcome number 1. And second one, course outcome number 2. You'll get 3 options for each course outcomes. Yeah. Now, suppose you want a detail of this particular assessment activities, you can regenerate that assessment. This is a case study. So what is the objective? What are the resources needed? What is the timeline for this particular assessment activities? What are the execution steps? What are the example questions you can ask to the students, or the criteria or the rubrics of this particular activity? Yeah. So for any course, you can do it. Any course, you can have the question purpose, the course outcomes you can design, the assessment activities you can generate. And all these assessment activities are unique assessment activities. Normally, we have a pattern for providing assignment or seminar topics, but you will get some new ideas when we are using it. Okay. And again, you can design the syllabus. That also is possible. You can just go through this particular application. This is also available in the LMS. Or the paid participants, you will get a complimentary copy of this particular complimentary access to this particular application. And there are videos available. You can see the tutorial videos on the right side of this page. And there are support numbers available. So definitely you can use it. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can contact the support team, and you can watch the videos also. Videos are also available. How to create a yeah. So this is an example of a video. Okay, so that's about this platform. So we have 7 days program, and you can use this platform, and you can generate some question papers, and that also you can upload to the LMS, and you can generate the course outcomes. That also you can upload to the LMS. This is also an activity for you. So these 7 days, I hope this will be a fruitful FDP, and we have around 60 to 70% content on the learning management system, 30 to 40% content through live sections. Every day we have 2 hours of live sections. So the 7-day FDP means you can consider it as a full-time, full-day faculty development program, and you will get access to the LMS for another 10 days after the completion of this 7-day program, so that in your own time, you can take your own time to complete the task and assignments provided in the LMS, and you can go through all the content, the videos, so that you can learn in your own time, your own pace. And even if you miss any of these live sections, the video recording is available there. Okay, then I hope I will wind up for the time being. There's one more technical session coming up. I hope there are some questions in the chat box. I will just go through that. Definitely, you can use it for Ayurveda curriculum, medical field, definitely. Syllabus, you can upload the syllabus. There is the interface, you can upload it. You can just go through the videos, sir. Yeah. Okay. So in the coming sessions, if you have any clarifications required, we will definitely clarify all your doubts. Don't worry about it. You can start using it. And the LMS, you can, you can contact the numbers. There are some contact numbers already there in the LMS. Sorry, in the chat box. This account is not free. Definitely, sir, we have a lot of people working on it. We have academicians, senior academicians, and AI experts working on it. So we have a small amount you have to pay for it, but it is less than a cost of a chicken biryani, I can tell you. So it's a nominal price. This is a pilot project. So we need, we like all the faculty members should use it. Okay. Okay. So definitely we will elaborate on it in the coming sessions. Thank you all for your patience. And I hope this section will be a fruitful section and we will be in contact. Thank you. Thank you for joining the program and thank you for your attendance.
Thank you, Minister, for the Thank you, Minister, for the introduction of the FDP. Now we'll go on to the vote of thanks. Just to remind you, we have a technical session after the vote of thanks, but first we'll have the vote of thanks. It will be delivered by Dr. Ramachandran Vedantam, HOD, CSE, Vasireddy Venkatadri, Institute of Technology, Guntur, and he's also the FDP coordinator. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, you are. Please
proceed.
proceed.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Ramachandran Vedantam, Professor and Head of the Department CSC, Vasireddy Venkatadri Institute of Technology, Tumkur, and a coordinator of this FDP. I am very much privileged to provide the vote of thanks for this inaugural function of 1 week national level online faculty development program on outcome-based education and application of generative AI in teaching and research, organized by the IQAC of VVIT Nambur, Andhra Pradesh, and IQAC of Siddaganga Institute of Technology, Tumkur, Karnataka, in association with IPSR Solutions Limited, Kottayam, Kerala. Firstly, I would like to extend my gratitude to our esteemed speakers, guests, and resource persons. Your presence here today is a testament to your commitment to innovation in education, sir. Thank you, Professor Mendes Jacob, sir, for exploring the tools and providing us a taste of what we are going to cook for the coming 1 week. And I also thank Dr. Sunil Job KA, sir, Dr. Thompson Varghese, sir, Dr. Suresh Nambutri, sir, and Dr. Kamal Shah, madam, for being ready to cater their intellectual inputs to the faculty members with their vision and expertise to enrich our understanding on these transformative educational approaches towards OBE and application of generative AI. As a solid backup of this entire FDP, IPSR Solutions Limited, with its huge network striving 24/7 in materializing this entire program, we always love the way how the team made the arrangements for all of us to take off into the world of knowledge. We all must mention Mr. Jayman Kuriapo, sir, Senior Manager IPSR, and Mr. Sigin Jacob George, sir, for their persistent efforts in setting up this platform ready under the esteemed supervision of IPSR Solutions CEO, Professor Mendes Jacob, sir. A special thanks to the Principal of VVIT, Y. Mallikarjun Reddy, sir, and Dean of Academics, Professor K. Giribabu, sir, for delivering and inspiring inaugural speeches. And we welcome all the participants of VVIT for an active learning. Wish all the participants of this FDP will definitely catch hold of all the outcomes, as you said, sir. And I express my heartfelt gratitude to the dynamic management members of VVIT, Sri Vasireddy Vidyasagar Garu, Founder Chairman of Viva VVIT Institutions, and Mr. Mahadev Vasireddy Garu, Vice Chairman of Viva VVIT Institutions, Sri Suryadevara Badri Prasad Garu, Secretary of VVIT, Sri Mamilipalli Sri Krishna Garu, Joint Secretary of VVIT for their support and vision. To our partner in this FDP initiative, the management members and academicians of Siddaganga Institute of Technology, Tumkur, Karnataka, we must mention special thanks and welcome all the faculty of the institute for an active learning. A special thanks to the director of SIT Tumkur, Dr. M.N. Chandrabasappa sir, CEO SIT Tumkur, Dr. Shivkumar sir, Dean of Academics SIT Tumkur, Dr. H.S. Jayanna sir, for delivering their motivational presidential speech and welcome addresses. I thank the dedicated organizing committee and technical team. Your hard work behind the scenes has been crucial in making this program run smoothly. To our participants, I am thrilled to see so many dedicated educators and researchers from across all the nation, from various universities and institutions, eager to explore the potential of AI in enhancing teaching, learning, research. We thank all the managements of various institutions which motivated and facilitated their faculty in joining this FDP. Over the next week, we will delve into the exciting world of OBE and AI, exploring the ways to harness their power for better academic outcomes. We wish you all a productive and enriching experience. Let's work together to shape the future of education. We once again thank all the participants for showing their active engagement and enthusiasm towards continuous learning for professional development, which is truly commendable. Let us wish the knowledge and connections we are going to gain in this week will be helpful to apply them to foster innovation and excellence in our teaching and research endeavors. Let us all utilize this opportunity positively and make it successful and productive by achieving all the objectives of this FTP to their fullest extent. We wish all the participants have immense sense of netiquette to utilize the best out of this FDP without any hiccups. Thank you all. Let's begin. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ramachandran, for that vote of thanks. Now we'll move on to the FTP technical session, which will be, the topic will be on learning domains. This will be delivered by Dr. Sunil Job KA, Chief of Academic Solutions, IPSR. Dr. Sunil Job KA is the Chief of Academic Solutions, IPSR, Associate Professor and Director, Education Research and Development, Marine College, Kottayam, Autonomous. Dr. Sunil Job has 30 plus years of experience in teaching and 10 plus years in corporate consultancy. He holds a PhD in mathematical education and has been an associate professor at MG University College of Teacher Education from 1999. He has started his career as assistant professor at Carmela Rani Training College, Kollam. He has served as visiting team member of NCT for grant of recognition and as a resource person for the Affiliation Renewal Committee of MG University. He is an active blogger in cutting-edge technologies in IT, education, and data science. Dr. Job has published many articles in national journals and authored many academic books and a reference manual in mathematics. He has served as resource person for a number of faculty development programs in outcome education, data science, e-learning, etc. Currently, he is serving as the Associate Professor and Director, Educational Research and Development, Marine College, Kottayam, Autonomous, and Chief of Academics, IPSR Solutions Limited. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sijin, for the wonderful introduction. Let me confirm that whether I am audible.
Yes, you are. Please proceed.
Okay, thank you, Sijin. So, first of all, let me extend my gratitude to the organizing committee of VVIT Guntur and SIT Tumkur for giving me an opportunity to be here with this segment and to share some reflections on outcome-based education and the learning domains. Actually, we had a very wonderful inaugural section. Actually, it has set the stage for our learning journey of 1 week faculty development program. And obviously, the segment which is being given by Dr. Mendes has really been a stage setter, and we will be wondering how the generative AI and this could able to drive our teaching learning processes in a way which we had even thought about. So actually, it is the potentials of this generative AI, and which could bring a lot of disruptions in the teaching learning environment. And if you want to bring the outcome-based education into a reality in its fullest form, definitely integrating the possibilities of generative AI and artificial intelligence could change the scenario. And obviously, from the presentation of Dr. Mendes, one simple tool, how effectively it can be integrated into our teaching learning environment, and how much how it lessens the effort of a teacher. Without that, this AI, if you're working on that, it would take about days, I think, to make a detailed plan and to customize the outcomes and to set the teaching learning activities. And within a few minutes, we could do it with AI. So definitely, this will be going to yield a lot in order to innovate your teaching learning experience. So to begin with, obviously, actually, Dr. Mendes was mentioning about the number of FTPs that we have given in the lines of outcome-based education, both in the national and global scenarios. And in almost all these segments, we have started with Bloom's taxonomy. Why Bloom's taxonomy? The answer is that it is actually the soul of outcome-based education, and it is actually the leading light for the teachers who are in the lines of educating the educators, educating the students in the right way. Actually, if you want to, the learning is something which has been happening inside the students. It is something happening, it's an overt behavior. So if you want to analyze how the learning has been progressing inside the students, there should be some guidelines. And obviously, this outcome-based, Bloom's taxonomy gives you a very clear-cut blueprint on what is been happening in the learner while he will be progressing through the learning process. And if you want to implement the outcome-based education in the right sense, obviously, these tools will be helping you to lessen our task. But the most important thing is that if you want to implement the outcome-based education in the right sense, obviously, we have to formulate the curriculum in the lines of outcome-based education. There, the knowledge of Bloom's taxonomy will drive you in the right way. And if you want to realize it in your teaching experiences, in creating these learning experiences, there also the knowledge of this Bloom's taxonomy will be helpful for you to create or to generate the right learning experiences to the learner. And in the third phase, what we could say it as the post-active phase of teaching, that is the assessment. If you want to have the right assessment, if you want to assess the outcomes in the right way, definitely the knowledge of this Bloom's taxonomy is a must. That is why in the introductory remark, I have said that Bloom's taxonomy is to a greater extent the soul of outcome-based education, which will take you or which will streamline your customization of the syllabus, the teaching learning activity, as well as the assessment in the right way. So obviously today in the first section, we will be just giving you some inputs on Bloom's taxonomy. Definitely, I'm sure that this is not something new to you, because in when we are started talking about outcome-based education, you would have tried to understand this Bloom's taxonomy or able to know about the Bloom's taxonomy from many quarters. But still, this is so important. Let it be a refresher section for those who already know Bloom's taxonomy. And I don't think that there are much participants which is new to Bloom's taxonomy. If it is new to Bloom's taxonomy, definitely this will help you a lot for setting a stage for this, what you could say, outcome-based education. All the generative AI will assist you, but the thing is that generative AI is not the master, because no AI is 100% accurate. There can be a lot of errors that can pop in. So you should not be the slave to the AI. You should be the master. And if you want to be the master, definitely you should have a thorough concept about these things. And it is your duty to select which is appropriate for your context. And if you want to make such a selection, the basic knowledge, the basic understanding about these concepts is needed. Then only we'll be able to apply it. Otherwise, we will be only a mechanical person going with some what tools say. That is not the right thing. You should be the master. And if you want to be the master, you have to capitalize it. And then with your expertise, you should be able to select what is right and what is not appropriate for your situations. To make such a judgment, this thing is very, very important. So let us go to, I have got few slides to share with you. So let me go to the presentation of this first segment. I think I have got some issues with this internet here, obviously. So when I'm sharing my screen, I'm just keeping the video. Sijin, as usual, I would like to ask whether my screen is okay, visible.
Yes, visible.
Okay, and if there is any issues with that connectivity, and if I lose my connection in between, I think you will be informing me in this phone. Okay, Sujan, let me go into the today's section of Bloom's taxonomy. Actually, in my introductory remark, I told that this is something very, very, very important when we are customizing our curriculum or our educational approach in the lines of outcome-based education. Actually, when you take this Bloom's taxonomy, what exactly it means? Just if you just make some reflection, taxonomy is something related to classification. That is, you are classifying something. And this classification is being given by Benjamin Bloom in 1956 and later on. It has been revisited and modified by the associates of Benjamin Bloom, Anderson and his associates. They have modified and has brought a 2001 version. And actually that is the modified version of Bloom's taxonomy. And we are using that version in our this outcome-based education and in almost all our activities related to outcome-based education. And I've mentioned that the taxonomy means classification. Actually, what are this Benjamin Bloom, what did it try to classify? The Benjamin Bloom has tried to classify the process of learning into the different levels of its complexity. Actually, learning is a process which progresses from simple complex. So you got the roadmap of learning. The learning will happen from simple and concrete learning experiences to complex and abstract learning experiences. So this roadmap between simple to complex, simple and direct to complex and abstract, that roadmap is been classified into different levels. That is the taxonomy means. So here we are just trying to revisit what are different levels and what are the cognitive challenge that the learner experience at these levels. So this is something very important when we are trying to plan something accordingly. Because as a teacher, definitely I say that you should be the master and you should be the person who are able to pick up what is appropriate for your environment, for your students. So if you want to do it in the right way. This is something very, very important. So going to my first slide, this is actually Bloom's taxonomy is something related to learning, obviously. So it will not be that is, if I don't put a slide on learning, it will not be appropriate. So I've just taken a simple slide on what is learning. You can just go through the statement which is given on what is learning. Actually, learning is a process that lead to change. Obviously, that is the most simplest statement that we could get on what is learning. And in that statement, you can just capitalize your thought on change. Every process of learning will lead to some change. Change means modification in the behavioral pattern of the learner. Obviously, you can just think about it. You are going to a classroom to teach some area that you are handling. When you are entering when you're starting the classes, definitely students will be at some levels of at some initial behavioral level, and after about 1 hour of class or so, they will not be there at the initial stage. Their behavioral pattern will be, or the level of knowledge will be enhanced to certain higher level. So the initial behavior and the terminal behavior, there will be some difference. If the students are still there in the initial level, that means the time that you spent for the class and interaction is a waste. So obviously, there will be a change, an enhancement in the students or the learner with respect to their knowledge level as well as in the behavioral pattern. So what is the difference between the terminal behavior or the terminal level of knowledge and the initial level of knowledge? That difference is the change that you have brought about in the students through your interaction. Obviously, when you come to an outcome-based education, this change, you are prefixing it. You are prefixing it, and you set what change that you are trying to bring up in the students for the 1 hour of class or so first. And during the activity of teaching or during your 1 hour of interaction with the students, you are trying to steer the students to actualizing this change which you have prefixed. This is the essence of outcome-based education. That is, you are trying to visualize what change that you are trying to bring in the students as the intended learning outcome before starting the class. And after completion of the class, all the activities that you give during the class will be constructively aligned to this change, so that by the end of the class, this thing has happened. That is the very simplest way to say this is the outcome-based education that is you are viewing. Actually, outcome-based education is only a directional thing. You are directing your activities so that by the end of your effort, this outcome that you have prefixed should be attained. So this is something, a directional thing. And what I would like to say that it is a method to remove the wasteful attempt your classroom interactions, so that every activities you give as a part of your teaching and learning will be constructively aligning or streamlining the students to attain the initial outcome. I've started from change. This is for a 1 hour of class that you are handling. Suppose if you are given a course to handle, you can think it in the same way. Before starting the course, definitely the students will be at a terminal initial behavior. And after about 6 months of class, 4 or 6 months of class, they will not be there at the initial stage. They will be elevated to a higher level of knowledge and behavioral pattern. So what is the difference? This difference is nothing but the course outcome that you are designing ahead of your class. So course outcome is nothing but this change after completing your course, what the students are capable of doing. So that is the change that you are trying to focus through your activities. So this you are prefixing first, and through your 4 to 5 or 6 months of classes, you are constructively aligning the students so that this is better. See, so learning is a process that brings in the change. That change is something we can capitalize in the terms of outcomes, and the outcome-based education is an approach where you are trying to remove the wasteful effort from your teaching learning environment so that the students are directly directed to that particular outcome, so that by the end of the course, they will be able to actualize what you have planned in the initial phase of your class. So you can think it little more higher. When the student get enrolled in your course for a BCom, there will be at an initial behavior, isn't it? MBA program or something like that. After completing, they will be leaving out as professionals. So what are the competencies essential for a professional? That will be capitalized as program outcomes at the beginning of the program. So all the entire curriculum, all the entire activities that you give through every semesters will be streamlining to these competencies or program outcomes that you have initially fixed. So this is what outcome-based education in its simplest sense. So I'm just coming. We were discussing about our focus of today's class is to go through Bloom's taxonomy. So learning is a process that leads to change, and you can just read what is given there. Learning is a process of bringing out some desirable behavioral change in that individual. The change is not accidental; it is deliberate, desirable behavioral change. So in a formal educational system, the change that you are trying to bring in the students are not informal. It is not accidental. It is deliberately planned. It is deliberately planned. So this deliberately planned change is nothing but the outcomes that we are planning ahead of the class. And again, taking the word change. I'm again taking the word change. Learning is something that brings change in the individual. The change can happen in 3 areas. What are the 3 areas? The way in which you think, the change that is happening in the individual through the intellectual process, through the thought process, how you think, that is one area of change. The second area of change is the attitude, the emotions. That is the second area you are trying to foster in the students. That is setting an emotional stability, setting a value system, setting an attitude. That is another area of change. And the third area of change is that how you are able to perform some motor skills. So these are the 3 areas of change. And what Bloom has suggested is that he has taken all these 3 areas and has driven a pathway, that is how the change happens in the way in which you think, how the change is happening in the attitude or in the attitude dimension, and how the change is happening in the way in which you perform some motor skills. And he classified it because the change will happen from some simple to complex. That is the pathway of change. So he has tried to classify it into the different levels. And these are the levels of learning, which we call it as Bloom's taxonomy. I think now this is the gentleman, Benjamin Bloom, smiling at you. Okay, So that is a remark that Benjamin Bloom has given. You can just read it and see whether it is an encouraging. What any person in this world can learn. What any person in this world can learn. Almost in the sense, if the learner is having some severe challenges, definitely he will not be up to the level. So almost all persons can learn, and there is an if clause. What is that? Provided we appropriate prior and current condition of learning. This is something where sometimes if you say that the students are not progressing well, the fault is not with the students. The fault is with us. We are not keeping a connectivity between the prior and current conditions. If you want to teach a topic, the topic needs some prerequisites. If the prerequisites is not strong, definitely you will be able to build the new topic that you're going to teach in the right way. So there is a connection. That is why learning is happening in a roadmap from simple to complex. So if you are able to bring about a connection between the prior and current condition of learning, definitely learning will happen. That is why anybody can learn if you are able to connect the learning topic that you are going to make with the students with the appropriate prior conditions. And this connection between the prior and current conditions could be effectively figured out through the knowledge from taxonomy. So that is the importance of Bloom's taxonomy. If you are able to connect this current knowledge or the current teaching topic with something which is prior. So the teaching is something which is happening in a continuum. A continuum is there. So this is something very important. The Bloom's taxonomy will give you a light into what is the nature of continuum. What is the level of learning which is going to happen? For that, what is the level of learning that should be a prerequisite? So that is made evident through Bloom's taxonomy. So if you want to show justice to what we are doing, obviously, this is something very, very important. And you can just continue reading that. Bloom taxonomy is set of three hierarchical models. What is the three all about? In the previous slide, I mentioned about the change can happen in the three areas. And these are the three areas: in the way in which you think, in the way in which you feel, in the way in which you perform some motor skills. These are the three areas. So Bloom's taxonomy is a three hierarchical models. Hierarchical models, that is the levels of learning. Hierarchy is all about the level used to classify educational objectives into the level of complexity and specificity. So in all these three domains, learning happens in an hierarchy which progresses from simple to complex. And these are the three areas. That is, one is, we call it as cognitive domain. That is the personality of an individual, which highlights the thinking ability, the intellectual ability and skill of the student. Intellectual ability and skill of the student. Here, the skill means the ability to coordinate some activities with respect to intellectual thought. That is the intellectual abilities and skill of the learner. That is the cognitive domain. And it is nurtured by knowledge. It is nurtured by knowledge. That is why we call it as the knowledge domain. And affective domain is something we set emotions, how we set emotions, how we make a stability in the emotional domain, how we set values, and how we set attitudes. This is something very important. Attitude is something that drives our activity. So attitude is something very important. So how can we set an attitude? That is affective domain. And psychomotor domain is something very, very important when we are relating our learning with some activities which is being dominated by motor skills. muscular, that is like driving or something like that. How we can fine tune that. So the Bloom's taxonomy is all about this. And in our segment, we will be capitalizing on cognitive domain while preparing syllabus and preparing. We are focusing on knowledge, how knowledge should be nurtured, how knowledge should be nurtured in the students, how can we deal with the knowledge system, how can it be arranged. So it could be well guided by the knowledge about the cognitive domain. And the other aspects like affective domain will be integrated into the curriculum as a hidden curriculum, because if you want to teach some values like truthfulness, non-violence, so these are something that is caught, not taught. So that will be integrated into the system through what you could say as hidden curriculum. So we will be capitalizing on Bloom's cognitive domain. And I'm not sure that this is not something new to you, because you will be familiar with all these Bloom's this conical representation of the different levels. And you could see the two lines at both sides. One is going from simple to complex, and the other is going from concrete to abstract. That is what I've told that. This is the roadmap of learning. Learning starts with some simple and concrete stuff to complex and abstract stuff. So this roadmap is classified into different levels, and this level is based on the cognitive challenge that this learning experience give on the learner. So you can just go through these different levels. The most basic and fundamental level of learning is remembering. And from remembering, the learner will progress to the next higher level is understanding. Then he will go to applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. So it is something very important to put some of your thoughts on what is actually happening in the learner at this level. That's something, because normally we don't actually think about these things. Actually, the first level is remembering. When can you say that? I remember. Remembering is something is related to memory level of learning. Actually, we are connected with the external world through five senses, right? We don't have these five senses. We will be totally abandoned from the physical world. So whatever impulses that comes to you through these five senses will come and first get recorded into the memory, into the cerebrum, which we call it as memory. And that is where we call as memory level of learning. You are hearing me, what is actually happening? I am creating some sound waves, which is reaching your ear, making some vibrations in your eardrum. And that vibrations is carried out through Malasinga tapes and goes to the auditory nerve and get recorded. This is the technique which has been happening while you're hearing something. So at the first instance, what happens is that it will get recorded there. It will get recorded there. So at that phase, we can say that memory level of learning has happened. When memory level of learning happens, the specification that you could get from the student is that he will try to recall it. So when you are trying to put some intellectual activity together to the memory level of learning, your learning will be elevated to a perception level where you try to grasp the meaning. That is the next level of learning, understanding. And after understanding, so at an understanding level, at this level, that is, we are teaching different principles, we are teaching different theories, we are teaching different axioms, we are teaching a lot of concepts to the students from our area that we are handling. So when can we say that the student understood that concept? That is at the second level only. When a student understands the concept of theory or principles that you're teaching, when they understand it completely, that means that they have attained the second level of learning. So what is the next level? Because if the student attains this level, this understanding level, it becomes meaningful only when this learning is being transferred into some unfamiliar situations whereby the students are able to solve the problems, whether it is in the personal life or it is in their professional platform. So the learning, the students, that is when the student understands something, or they understood the concept, they understood the principles, that becomes more meaningful only when they are using it in some relevant situations, in some unfamiliar situations whereby they are able to solve it. So when the student become potential at that level, we can say that they have attained applying level. So suppose if you want to give a topic in that level of application, definitely the student should have the prerequisite of understanding. And what is analyzing? Analyzing is a higher order application. That is, you are dealing with a complex situations, a complex system where you have to fragment that complex situations into different components, apply the knowledge, and try to find out some associations. That is analysis. So in an analysis, it is not one application, it is multi-application of your knowledge in different component of a complex system, whereby you are applying it and trying to make some connections between them. So that is analysis. So suppose you are doing PhD. Obviously, what we do is that we make objective-wise analysis. You will be setting an objective, and you will be analyzing that objective from different perspective through different angles, and finding out some relationship, isn't it? So suppose if you are trying to make about the effectiveness of something, you will be checking out the effectiveness in an urban area, in a rural area, the effectiveness with respect to gender. So likewise, effectiveness with respect to the institution, something like that. So that is analyzing. So every analysis needs a breaking down of the system. Suppose if you want to analyze this, that is, suppose in our science classes, chemistry classes, the students are given to analyze some salt analysis or something like that. So what they are doing? They're taking that salt, they are taking small component, they are doing different experiments, and after that, they are combining together to identify what the salt is. That's analysis. Suppose you are in a computer platforms, computer applications, you're building up a computer program. Just developing a small program is just only application of the logic and syntaxes and making a program. And suppose if you are having a program as such, and the program is not working, you want to debug it. There you have to analyze the program specifically by dividing the program into different modules, applying your knowledge there, identifying whether each component has been functioning well, and integrating together. So that is analysis. So this knowledge is something very important. And what next is evaluating. Evaluating means you are judging the quality. So the right evaluation will happen only on the basis of a thorough analysis. Suppose if you are asked to, what you could say, to judge a dance form, a dance competition has been happening, and you are called as a judge, you are expert dancer. So how will it happen? If you want to evaluate it, you have to analyze the dance step of each participants on the basis of different criteria, isn't it? You'll be evaluating it. Okay, how the mudras are happening, whether there is a sing, how the costumes, how the background, this music is being given to, the background songs is being given to, whether it is the right way, whether the steps are in the perfect. So your thorough analysis is there, on the basis of some criteria. And then finally, you will make evaluation. Suppose if I ask, give you 2 mobile phones and ask which is the better, I'm giving priority on the cost, life, battery life, etc. Some criteria will be there. So how will you do it? You will first analyze it. You will not be breaking that phone, right? Don't break it. You will be breaking it into the cost factor with respect to that what the battery life, the pixels, the sound quality, like that different things which you give priority. You will analyzing it. You are applying your knowledge into how this is functioning in these areas, and then you will be evaluating it on the basis of the criteria taken. And then we'll say that, okay, this phone is better than that. So analysis. And the topmost is creating. So if you want to, creating is something you are bringing some new things. Because in a normally an examinations, you cannot give a create question to the students. Normal in a paper pencil examinations, you can take up to some analytical and even to a greater extent, what you could say, evaluation. You will not be able to give create questions. So in order to bring about that level of learning, you are giving the students some projects. When we go for project evaluation, the first question normally asks the students is that, what is your contribution? What is your innovation? What is your contribution to that? If you're doing some research, obviously you have to contribute something. Some creative things should be added. So creation happens at the highest level. You're contributing some new things into the knowledge domain or whatever it may be. And what I say is that if you want to have a thorough creating, the creation happens beyond evaluation. So when we are going with the researchers, normally what I see is that the researchers are not giving much importance to review of literature. They make some copy, cut, paste, etc., and some what you could say, some changes, and then bring it out without going into detail. What I say is that the most important thing in a research process is review of literature. That is why now we are giving importance for citations, and yeah, whatever you write should be on the basis of citations. Citations happens only through beautiful reviews. So only through review you will be able to understand what has happened in the domain that you are making research latest. What are the gaps? What is the next? What is you have to develop? So you will sense the necessity only through you will identify the gaps and sense which is the most important thing that prioritize in the area you study is been sensed through review only. That review is evaluating what has happened in the area of study. And that evaluation will help you to feel the necessity, what should you go next. And that necessity will lead to the smart researches. So creation happens when a thorough evaluation happens in the right way. So this is how the Bloom's, the learning pinnacle, the cognitive domain happens. And I think, so then you can just read what I've, learning is a process engineered in such a way that one level is a prerequisite of other, and learning happens in a continuum. That is why Bloom has said, rightly said, that anybody can learn if you are able to maintain that connectivity, that prerequisite, isn't it? That is, if you want to give a learning experience in analytical level, definitely the student should be potential for applying it in different. If they want to apply it, definitely they should have a thorough concept, isn't it? So this is how the learning should happen. And this is something will help you to bring these concepts into your area of study. So here we'll be going through each of these domains. I'll be just going a little more faster. Remembering, this is the first memory level of learning. I have trisected this slide into 3 components where what happens in the learner at this level. That is, At remembering level, you will only try to recall it. If you want to recall something, it is not necessity that you have really understood it. The students say that who is the author of Macbeth? They may say that William Shakespeare. In order to say William Shakespeare, it is not necessary that they have read the Macbeth completely and understood what is the theme of the play. Isn't it? Who have invented such and such invention? They will just memorize it. There is no need to think about what is that invention and what is the real contribution which has brought about that invention. What is really that invention mean? There is no need to say it. So the first level is only to recall it without. And obviously, if you are giving more priority in our educational institutions, we are giving more priority to recall something, reproducing it in the examination paper and forgetting it. This is the most curse of our educational system. Because whatever thing I recall, I memorize it to the fullest. About 70%, not 70%, 35% will be lost within 1 week. And after a week, other 35% will go. And within 1 or 2 weeks, the entire thing will go out. That is why we say that we have to go with authentic evaluation, authentic assessments. The assessments have to change. Authentic assessment is something very important. That is, if you want to teach students, give them experiential learning and assess them through experiential learning. That is the most important thing. That should be the way that learning and assessment have to change. And this here, I'm just giving you, actually, I will take this section up to 9:15 because we have started. This is a section which goes up to 1.5 hours. I'll try to conclude it in 1 hour. Okay, so these are some of the verbs that may help you to frame questions at remembering level. So, so list, define, etc., etc., etc. So I have just given a question. List the various domains of Bloom's taxonomy. I told that Bloom's has classified the area of change into 3 domains, and have mentioned, okay, cognitive domain, affective domain, and psychomotor domain. So here, list the various domains in Bloom's taxonomy. I asked only to list. So if you want to list this, it is not necessary that what is there in the cognitive domain, what actually is happening in the cognitive domain, what actually happening in the affective domain, what actually happening in the psychomotor domain. There is no need to understand. There is no need to know about what is happening. You can just, so in a memory level of learning, you are prioritizing on the ability to memorize the technical terms. So if you're putting a question like this, the various domains in Bloom's taxonomy, then even if you are a PhD in Bloom's taxonomy, this question demands only a memory level. The person who have just memorized these 3 technical words and the person who have taken the PhD, both of them will write these 3 words and they will get the full credit. So this will demand only memory level of learning. Okay, define multiculturalism. Define means you are delimiting the answers to the opinion of some sociologist. And I've seen teachers who are deducting mark for using different terms in the definitions. And I even saw that because while we go for evaluation as chief examiners, I've seen that examiners directly mark because this is the remark of such and such person. This he didn't put inverted commas, so directing marks. I don't know what they are really mean about that. So suppose if I say GST, abbreviate GST. Goods and service tax. If you simply say goods and service tax, you will get the full credit. There is no need to understand what is goods and service tax, how to calculate it, what is the difference between GST and VAT. There is no need for such thoughts. Just memory, write it. So here you answer that question. Okay, cognitive domain, affective domain, and psychomotor domain. I explained to you cognitive domain in detail, but I didn't say anything about affective domain, but still you got the answer. I didn't say that just like the cognitive domain, affective domain will progress like receiving, responding, valuing, organizing, characterizing. This is how you set your attitude in the affective domain. I didn't detail about that. Or I didn't say that in a psychomotor domain, you develop your motor skills in the level like imitating, manipulating, precision, articulation, naturalization. This is how you develop your motor, your what you could say, that motor skill related activities. I didn't explain about that, but still you answered that question, isn't it? So for memory level, there is no need for an understanding. You can very well answer it, even if you have a very ability to memorize the things. The understanding level goes beyond memory level. Obviously, you can read it. Their only recall here, they understood that information. They grasped the meaning. They can interpret the fact. So at this level, you are teaching some principles. They understand the principles. That means understanding. The second level of learning has happened. And when this level of learning happens, then the students will be able to describe what you have taught, explain it, will be able to paraphrase it, restate it. That means they understood the topic. So the first question will go in the lines of Bloom's taxonomy, right? Before I told a list, now I asked you to explain the various levels of learning in cognitive domain. Obviously, I have explained it. You understood what is happening in the cognitive domain. So you can very well give it, illustrate it, explain it with examples very beautifully. That means you understood the concept. Restate multiculturalism in your own words. Before, you have to depend upon some other's opinion. But if you understood the concept, you can put it in your own words. That makes more sense. If the students are writing the things in their own words, it is higher level than quoting someone's statement which they have told without any. You are taxing them with to memorize the words, isn't it? So if they are able to write it in your own words, suppose if they say multiculturalism is just like a fruit salad, obviously that means they understood different cultures are existing together without losing its identity, bound in the cream of suppose if it is the Indian culture. India is a land of diversity, bound with the cream of nationalism, just like a fruit salad. It is not like a mixed fruit juice. In the mixed fruit juice, you are just that is mixing all these fruits into a single homogeneous compound. That means you are bringing it together, standardizing it. So that is not. So if the student is able to, if it is a GST, summarize the process of computing GST. If the students are able to, okay, the GST, the goods and service taxes has got different components, the state GST, the central GST, then says the GST is decided on the basis of the rate depending upon the services or something like that. If they're able to summarize it, that they understood it. Isn't it? So applying is that next level. After understanding what next, they should develop the capability to apply this knowledge into some relevant situations. So that is in the contemporary OBE scenario. Our assessment should happen in this domain. Authentic assessments, that is applying that knowledge into some relevant real-time situations whereby they will be able to apply it. Otherwise, they will sit inside as only with concept. So they should develop the ability to transfer it to some unfamiliar is important situations and able to solve the problems. Then we can say that. Then you can say that they have developed such a level, applying it, transferring it. So these are the verbs that help to create questions in application level. We were discussing about Bloom's taxonomy before I asked you to explain. Now what? Frame few questions related to each domain in your subject. So you learned Bloom's taxonomy, and I am asking you to apply Bloom's taxonomy in your subject and frame questions from 2 questions from knowledge level, 2 questions from understanding level, 2 questions from application level. What is actually happening? You learned Bloom's taxonomy, you are applying Bloom's taxonomy to your subject, maybe physics, chemistry, language, whatever it may be, and You are preparing question means you have developed to a next level. Not only concept, you are taken it to application level, isn't it? Okay, GST. You are asking the students to calculate GST in real-time situations. So what happens? They are applying that knowledge. They identify what are the tax rates, whether it is a service or product or what it may be, whether this state and this central GST is applicable. Then they will compute and identify, make all the calculations and give you, okay, this is the scenario and this is the GST according to the scenario. Okay, he has applied it. He has applied it. So just asking what is GST or abbreviate GST, this question is much higher in that learning scenario. Then going beyond, analyzing it. Analyzing means, I told in every analysis, you are not confronting with a single situations. It will be, you have to deal with complex situations where there are multiple things operating together. So you have to discriminate between, you have to break it into different components. Just like if you want to analyze a phone, that, okay, cost factor, then what is next, battery life, like that. Suppose if you want to compare between a multiculturalism and a monoculturalism, what you have to do? You have, if you want to analyze it, you have to for a detailed study, okay, what is the form of, what is the state of welfare, what is the freedom, what is the financial stat. Likewise, you are breaking the systems into different components and learning. So that is analyzing. If you want to compare it, isn't it? If you want to compare, okay, compare the approach of multiculturalism in two different countries. Okay, if you want to compare the multiculturalism of two countries, okay, what is the form of government? What is the similarity? What is the differences? Like that, if you are doing, that means you are doing an analysis. You are doing an analysis. So every analysis needs a breaking down and applying the knowledge into different components and try to bring about these associations. So you can just go through this question, categorize the given question into various levels of Bloom's taxonomy. So in the previous, I asked you to prepare questions by applying Bloom's taxonomy. Now, I am giving you questions. And what is your task? You have to take each question and you have to analyze it, whether it is in means of remembering or understanding, just like a SALT analysis, taking a component, identifying whether it is going with this or whether it's going with the brown ring test, like that, and finally this combining it to identify what is it. So here it is analysis. Some error that happened in your program, you have to break it into different small modules, identify how each module is functioning, and if the one module is connected to the other, transferring that output, and you can identify it like that. If it is human body, for a detailed study, you can split it into, okay, skeleton system, muscular system, nervous system, learn it in a specialized way and integrate it to identify how is the system functioning. So this is analysis. And evaluating means going beyond analysis. That is, both analysis and evaluations comes very closer together. Only through thorough analysis, you are able to make authentic evaluations. I repeat, authentic evaluations. I mentioned about dance form. If you want to make an unbiased evaluation, what happens? You have to analyze it with respect to some norms. That norms is the criteria, and on the basis of this criteria, we evaluate, isn't it? So compare and discriminate between ideas, access the value of the theories. These are the some thing which has been happening beyond every analysis. So you can use this, assess, decide, rank, etc. Choose, rank. You are familiar with what you could say that NIRF ranking. Obviously, every year we submit our SSR to the Human Resource Ministry. They have given some 7 criteria, I think 5 criteria or something like that. And on the basis of each criteria, they will be analyzing the performance of each college and giving them scores. And then they will find the average of the scores. And on the basis of the average, they will be ranking. Ranking means they will be evaluating. Okay, this is the number one college, Mirinda College. If it is obviously for the last many years, Mirinda College is number one with respect to Arts and Science College. If it is engineering college, okay, IIT Madras, number one. So you are judging the quality on the basis of analysis of their performance on the basis of different criteria and ranking. So how can we, I was telling about Bloom's taxonomy, we are discussing about Bloom's taxonomy. I was asking you to list, then asking you to explain, then frame questions, then I've given you questions and ask you to analyze these questions and identify which level is it. So now I am asking, do you think that you can prepare questions for all levels of Bloom's taxonomy in this subject? It is not a yes or no question. You want to justify it. So if you want to answer the question completely, what is needed? You should know Bloom's taxonomy. You have tried with different types of application. You've analyzed it, and then only you will be able to identify that, okay, sir, your Bloom's taxonomy is good, but it is not appropriate for my subject in such and such area. I am not able to apply Bloom's taxonomy. You can say. When can you say that? You have to analyze it and then evaluate it, whether it is good, whether it is perfect, whether it is happening. Only through this evaluation, you can go to the next stage. What? If it is not appropriate, you can go to the create level. Only through review of literature, you'll be able to identify, okay, these are some gaps which I identified in my area. So I want to fill that gap. That will take you to next level, creativity. Okay, so here, evaluate the tax, GST, and VAT you believe better, considering the advantages and disadvantages. So here you are mastering both the system, not only GST, VAT, identify what are the merits, what are the demerits, what are the merits, the demerits. So you can just see how high this question is. How high this question is. It is not just abbreviated. It is not just summarizing it. It is not just calculating it. You have gone beyond it and you are trying to pinpoint, this is the merit, this is the demerit. If you want to pinpoint it, you should be that much high. But here there is a folly. If you are already giving an evaluate level answer to the students to learn by heart and say, then definitely you are killing. So if you want to answer the evaluate questions, the student should answer these questions from their level of knowledge through the cognitive challenges. If you are directly giving the answer, it is of no meaning. Just like, it will be just like, okay, tomorrow if I say that, okay, tomorrow you will be having a surprise test. What is a surprise? It is just like tomorrow you will be having a test. Suppose if I am saying that, okay, tomorrow I will be giving a surprise test, you will think that I have gone out of my. It is just like the same thing. If you are giving an evaluative questions answer first and asking the students to evaluate in the examination whole, what is it? You have already given them the answer. Actually, the question demands their own creative potentials to evaluate the things, their own understanding. But if giving the answer, you are killing the questions. So these are some follies that happens. And create level is the topmost level. That is, you are using your ideas to create something new. So here, this is that if you are just looking at this diagram, this is analysis, breaking it into different components, then applying your knowledge and identifying the relationship. Every creation has got your knowledge combined together to form something new. So in every creation, there is a synthesizing. So you are synthesizing your knowledge to some relevant situations where you some new things. So here you can see, create a new model of classification of learn. In the previous, when you have evaluated, you said that, sir, your Bloom's taxonomy is not good. It is not answering my issues. So what next? You have to go and identify some new taxonomy which is able to answer your question. That is how creation happens. So creation happens only in the midst of the felt necessity, which you have to identify through thorough evaluations. So here, before GST and VAT, you identify what are the merits and demerits. You identify the merits and demerits, both of VAT and GST. So what is this? Develop a new taxation model that incorporates the strength of both. So you have to take the strength of both GST and VAT, and you have gone with a new model. That is how creation. And can you give this question for a 2-hour examination? So for a written examinations, which is time bound, you can just give only up to some analytical and even evaluation. If you want to go with create, I'm just saying that's very when we go for personal mentoring and all, a lot of questions papers are given. Oh, create level question. Normally in this, but there can be some in the arts and science, but still it is better to give the create level question as assignments or something like that. Otherwise, it is of no meaning, because you will not be. The create is something that learners' contribution. Can you set a scheme of evaluation for create level question? You cannot have a standardized evaluation schemes like that. So these are some of the things that I. So now we know that by the implementation of new education policy, we are moving to autonomy. So you have got your own freedom, autonomy to customize it. So normally when we go for question paper analysis of the previous years, we can see that most of the questions are at the lower level, that is up to understanding level or memory level or something like that. So actually up to application level is only lower level questions, lower order thinking skills. The higher order thinking skills are analytical and beyond. Is a higher order thinking skills. So it is not possible to put all the questions into the higher order. So you can have your own policies that about 50 to 60% you can have up to application level, and 20% of the evaluation should happen at the higher level. That is, you have to bridge. Normally, actually, assessment is the engine that drives learning. So the pattern of assessment is changing in the contemporary society. We are going with authentic assessments. So authentic assessments are assessments which has been happening at the higher order in the realistic situations where you apply the knowledge. Your ability to apply the knowledge in relevant situation is tested, and that makes the students more competent. Because now the college quality is not judged on the infrastructure. It is judged on the basis of the students who pass out of the institutions. You have to bring luminous students, isn't it? Oh, these are he has studied in this college, not I have studied in this college, isn't it? The college should be able to say that, okay, these are the persons who studied from our college. That is the mark of quality. Not these students are pass out from the college. The students should not be known by the college. The college should be known by the students that you make them pass. That is why in every assessments we are giving priority to alumni and all the alumni, the impact that you are made in the learner. Because now what you could say, accreditation has been changing into the process, outcome, and impact. What impact that you're trying to bring about in the students, that is important in the days to come. So this is something very and I'm just giving you a question because of time constraints. We are just going through it because we don't have time. I'm just clicking it, and we have got one task which is there in the LMS. The task is that you have to, it has been explained. There is a standard operating procedure how to work with it, but still I will explain. This is an automated Excel sheet which has been prepared by me. What you have to do is that you have to take one question paper, previous year's question paper you're handling, any question paper. And obviously the question paper will have different questions. So this is probably the question papers will be in different sections. So this is section A. And you can read that question, and these questions will be in which level. That is, you are analyzing the question. Analyzing means identifying which level. And then you can, it is a drop down. If it is understanding, you can put it as understanding, mark. Okay, like that. Then B. Like that, you can enter it here. You don't have to do anything here. So this is an automated sheet. So you can just look from that. Okay, 52% of marks is from understanding level questions. Likewise, both chart as well as table is there, and you can enter the program name, course name, and year and semester of that question, so that we can able to identify which year is it. Because when we are going closer, that is, if it is long back, obviously we can compromise, but we cannot compromise some latest question paper going priority to 100% lower order questions or memory level understanding is not good. Here there is a column for you to write your observations, that is your evaluations. After this analysis, you are evaluating the question paper, whether the question paper is good or bad. You can enter it, save it, and you can upload it in the, what you can say, your LMS. So this is what we are going to we have for you for this section. And normally we have started a little late. We started about 8:15 past. Then obviously, I mean, at least 1 hour is needed for this. So registering my thanks. So over to Sijan. If there is any queries, we can take it, or we can conclude it. Sijan, over to you.
Yeah, I'm just looking if there are any questions. Can you see your chat, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So if you would like to, not many questions in this.
The slide, sir, the slide of task K1 to K6. The slides will be available in the LMS, don't worry. When should we complete the task? It is documented in the LMS. I think the LMS will be, Sijan, you can give details regarding that.
Yeah.
To what time that is.
LMS is accessible till the 11th of August, so you can complete the task before that.
How to ensure the objectivity of the examinations? That is, the objectivity should be ensured by preparing rubrics, as well as you can prepare the scheme of evaluation. That is the scheme of evaluations, to a certain extent, rubrics. And actually, we are focusing about the levels of learning. If you are going with assessments, it is a very big ocean. What are the different types of assessments? Authentic assessments, then this competency-based assessment, assessments through portfolios. The written examination is getting outdated. We have to create assessments as if it suits the real time. That is how it should happen. So a lot of things should there. So standardized written questions is getting outdated. We are going with the authentic assessments, where the students should be given an opportunity to experience the slice of real-time experiences, and on the basis of their performance, we have to evaluate them, and that evaluation is done on the basis of what you could say, rubrics. How to ensure objectivity? That I've answered it. And obviously, you will be having the forum is there. You can post your questions in the forums also, so that if that is the persons are visiting with your peers, those who are handling the same subjects, they could come and comment on the subject-wise areas, as well as we will be also visiting at times, so that we can collaborate, because we know learning happens through collaborations. We know that the social constructivism, we know that actually, if you want to cross the zone of proximity, we have to collaborate with the peers. So that is why we are giving priority to this collaborations, platforms, etc. Because where the knowledge nodes share, we can learn more. Bloom's taxonomy is something about learning happens. It is not FYUGP is according to that is you can opt a different pathway, but learning happens in the subject, not FYUGP. In FYUGP, whatever subject you are teaching, wherever there is learning, you can customize it, isn't it? It is because these things are because you are not materializing it, just going through the frameworks only. If you're materializing it, that question would not happen. Because learning is something happens, even if it is a FIUGP or 3-year degree program of higher, learning has been happening. And Bloom's taxonomy is preparing the students how learning has been happening. So whatever be the system, learning in the system, if the learning should happen, it should happen in this hierarchy. There is no, if it is FIUGP, it won't come from top to down. You will go from down to top only. You won't come from create to backward. So learning happens in that way. Actually, okay, the second level, because the memory and understanding, sometimes it can happen together. It is only the segregation which has been put. Okay, we will start at memory level, then give some time for gap, because sometimes the memory together with the intellectual apprehension can happen together. So there is no issues. So this is the hierarchy. First, it should reach the mind and get recorded. Then intellectual process will be happening on that. And obviously, sometimes in split seconds, you can materialize the understanding. While mapping Bloom's taxonomy would be student-centric or teacher-centric. Now we are moving with the, it is because the teacher is, and now we are not teaching. The teaching is only a platform for what you could say, facilitating learning. The teachers are, it is not pouring in, it is drawing out. So obviously, it is student-centric. We are all the outcomes. If you want to say teacher-centered, we will say objective. Objective is from teacher's point of view. This objective, when it is viewed from the student's point of view, we call it as outcome. So it is 100% student-centric. Okay, you can if you can make a trial and ask them to create a new model, and let's see how it happens. Because as I've told you that okay, develop a new model of Bloom's taxonomy or create a new taxation model in 2 hour questions you can give for 1 or 2 hours question, because that needs a lot of thought process, testing, all these things is needed. That cannot happen in 1 or 2 hours. So how to improve the slow learners of the students? Actually, the slow learning is because we have to, assessment should happen in two dimensions. One is summative assessment. That is what finally you are assessing. But the most important is formative assessment. The formative assessment is checking the students' progress, their learning style, and correcting it while they are learning. While we are going with outcome-based educations, we have to give top priority to formative assessments. If the formative assessments are met, then definitely the summative assessment will happen. So here, obviously, if it is a slow learner, you will be able to identify the learning style and path through formative assessments, so you can give some additional mentoring to the students. So I think there is too much thing has been coming up, and time is also is getting to 9:30 past. So I think we can conclude this section, and if you have more doubts, you can put it in the this forum so that we can answer. So over to you, Sajan, if there is any.
All right, thank you, Dr. Sunil, so for this wonderful session. Please note, everybody, tomorrow we'll have the session on generative AI and research, which is going to be delivered by Dr. Suresh Nambudiri. Please join in for that as well. It will be starting at 7 p.m. Please join in on time so that you will have you'll have a wonderful session tomorrow as well. Thank you, everybody. Thank you again for attending this session. We hope to see you tomorrow as well. Thank you, everybody. Have a pleasant evening.